Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for April 3rd. I'm sorry, not April, May 3rd. May 3rd, 2014. It's currently 9:34 a.m. and I don't know what date it is anymore. It seems to all kind of bleed in together, don't you think? It's spring, it's beautiful out, there's pollen, everyone's sneezing, but we also have scattered showers to deal with. And temperatures are at least near normal for this time of year, thankfully, because we've been on a roller coaster for the past couple of months, generally below normal for January, February, March, and April. May, well, unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be below normal too, but not incredibly so. I'll explain in just a moment. So here we have our temperatures for this morning as of 9:30 a.m. and we have temperatures in the mid to upper 50s to the north of the New York City metropolitan area, lower 50s over the far northern interior, and upper 50s to lower 60s in the immediate New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan areas and along the New Jersey coast. Winds are generally from the southwest to west around 5 miles per hour. We do have right along the coast here some winds coming in from the southeast with some influence from the Atlantic Ocean. But overall, tranquil weather conditions are in place with variable cloud cover, as we do have a lot of low-level moisture still lingering in the atmosphere, thus producing the scattered to variable cloud cover. And it's going to be a threat for an isolated shower or two, but this is not a washout this weekend in any way, shape, or form. Just some nuisance showers and thunderstorms, and I'll show you what's causing them through this weekend and into next week. So when we take a look at the radar, you can see, taking a wide view of the eastern United States here, because you kind of have to get a wide view to understand what's happening here this weekend on through next week. You have these little pesky disturbances here. Now, the bulk of these disturbances, the bulk of the energy involved with them, the lifting, is pretty much going to be focused over the St. Lawrence River Valley and over the Mohawk River Valley and New England. That's where these showers would be most likely to be widespread. However, we're kind of on the southern edge of these disturbances, like the ones that are going through Ohio right now. And so what's happening here is that these disturbances are going to be clipping through the region, and they'll be capable of touching off a few isolated showers, like the one that just went off the East Coast this morning, produced an isolated shower here or there over the New Jersey coastal waters and exiting out into the Atlantic. Now, the good news is that these disturbances will not interact in any way, shape, or form with the subtropical jet stream, which is down here, producing a ton of rain over Florida. What we'll be dealing with are nuisance showers and isolated thunderstorms, capable of some heavy downpours, frequent lightning in the isolated thunderstorms, small hail, but again, this is isolated, very, very isolated, and wind gusts over 40 miles per hour. They'll be short-lived, about 15 to 30 minutes. They're in and out and done. So it's not a washout this weekend. Just, keep an eye to the sky if you're outside. If you hear some rumbling of thunder, get indoors, get in your car, just get out of the air. Get out of the open. So, on the infrared satellite picture, you can basically see the setup here. Here's our subtropical jet stream. It's going to remain separated with the disturbances heading out into the Atlantic. Here is our polar disturbances. Here's one here. Here's another one brewing all the way up here around Saskatchewan. And they'll be diving southeast and rotating around this upper level low. Now, on the infrared satellite picture, you can see variable cloud cover. We have clearing skies over the southern Mississippi River Valley, but that won't reach us. You can see this better on the water vapor satellite loop, I think. So here you have one strong upper level low off of the west coast, right around the British Columbia and the Pacific Northwest. This disturbance right here, this upper level low, basically is the feeder for the whole pattern. It shoots disturbance after disturbance from the Pacific into North America. It rides over the ridge, which is right here, and then you have this other upper level low right around the Hudson Bay. And as you can see, it's kind of spinning here, and you have another little upper level low over here around the Canadian Maritimes. So what you have here is this upper level low taking these disturbances and rotating it through the Great Lakes towards the Mohawk River Valley and towards New England. We're on the southern edge of these disturbances, so we get a threat for an isolated shower or thunderstorm each day. The key word there is isolated. Okay, and the best potential for these showers and thunderstorms will be between 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. because that's when the atmosphere is the most unstable. So that's when you'll have the best potential for these isolated showers and thunderstorms. And you can see the pattern here just set up where these disturbances move in from the Pacific, rotate around the upper level low, and head out, and then slow down over the Canadian Maritimes as they run into this upper level low, which will be a key player in our pattern towards the end of the week. I'll show you on the European model guidance in just a moment. So you'll see basically the pattern we have in place, and this type of pattern typically supports temperatures that are averaging near normal for this time of year. Upper 40s to lower 50s for lows, upper 60s to lower 70s for highs. Nothing too extreme either way as far as temperatures with this type of pattern, as pretty much a Pacific pattern is a Pacific air mass is under control over much of the United States under this pattern. Meanwhile, the subtropical jet stream, by the way, is pretty much regulated with this type of pattern down here over to the south and west of Mexico, and shoots up through Central America and then up the East Coast. By the way, this type of pattern, this type of setup with the subtropical jet stream, which is normal for a developing El Nino pattern, pretty much protects us from any tropical systems that could develop this summer. So if you see this type of pattern set up this summer, it is good news for any of you worried about any type of tropical systems for the Gulf of Mexico or the East Coast. You want to see this type of pattern because it's kind of like a giant wall of protection. So let's take a look at the European model guidance. So this is from the Penn State EWOL website, just to let you know. It's free model data, excellent model data from Penn State EWOL. Just Google it and you'll be able to find it really easily. So for tonight, look for, again, scattered to variable cloud cover. An isolated shower or thunderstorm is possible, but not likely. Most locations will remain dry. Temperatures are going to peak into the upper 60s to lower 70s for highs throughout the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Mid 60s on Long Island because you're going to get more of an influence from the Atlantic. For tomorrow, same story. Notice these disturbances are focused pretty much to the north of the region. Here's our surface low pressure system, but you're going to be dealing with these widely scattered to isolated showers and thunderstorms. Also, I just want to point out that the atmosphere overall at 700 millibars and 850 millibars, where these showers and thunderstorms are kind of at the development stage, is really kind of dry. We're not seeing any deep tropical moisture in place here. That's why they're going to be isolated and widely scattered. So again, temperatures for tomorrow will range from the upper 40s to lower 50s for lows and upper 60s to lower 70s for highs. Rinse and repeat for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday with, again, disturbances moving through, but again, not anything significant in nature as far as anything widespread. An isolated shower or thunderstorm. Temperatures remaining in the upper 40s to lower 50s for lows, and lower to upper 60s to lower 70s for highs. Now, on Thursday, things start to get interesting. What we'll have is that we'll have another area of low pressure over the southern plains, and it will lift northeast towards the Great Lakes. This is associated with the subtropical jet stream. Our polar jet streams up here, they kind of remain separated. And remember I was telling you about that upper level low to the east of the Canadian Maritimes, which is right here. This is going to act like a buffer on this ridge. They're going to kind of equal each other out, balance each other out. So for Thursday and Friday, these two features kind of battle it out. And we are in the middle of that battle. And at the surface, that shows up in the form of a warm front. So the end of the week, the temperatures are a bit volatile in nature as far as being able to trust them, okay? And the reason why is because it's going to depend on where this warm front is set up. To the north of the warm front, temperatures are probably going to be stuck in the 60s because you're going to be having a strong easterly wind with a high pressure system right around, let's say, the Gulf of Maine, around the Canadian Maritimes, and you're going to have this warm front stalled out. And that's going to lead to an easterly wind, and an easterly wind off the Atlantic Ocean leads to cool temperatures. So to the north of the warm front, temperatures in the 60s. To the south of the warm front, temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. So there's a chance. I know on Friday there's forecast out on the GFS MOS guidance of temperatures right around 80 degrees, which is highly possible if this warm front drives northward. However, if it stalls because of this upper level low blocking the whole pattern up here, Notice the ridge is only able to get so far north. That would lead to overcast, raw weather conditions with an easterly wind and temperatures much cooler in the 60s. So we're going to have to see exactly how this evolves. As far as rainfall is concerned, you can see at 700 millibars and 850 millibars how this all sets up. You see you have moisture at the mid-levels coming out of the Gulf of Mexico and riding up into the Ohio River Valley and through the northern mid-Atlantic. That's true at 700 millibars and 850 millibars. You can see that flow as we have a nice little ridge around Florida supporting a nice southwesterly flow right out of the Gulf Coast right into the northern mid-Atlantic. But this ridge cannot build because of this upper level low. Get used to it. This is going to be a theme through the spring and into the summer. And so as a result, you get this warm front kind of stalled out with periods of showers for Thursday and Friday and temperatures with a wide variety, let's say from Connecticut to the New York City metropolitan area, most likely going to be around the upper 60s to lower 70s. From central New Jersey through southeastern Pennsylvania, including the Philadelphia metropolitan area, obviously, temperatures more likely to be in the mid 70s to lower 80s, depending on where this warm front sets up. If the warm front stalls to the south and west of the Philadelphia metro, which is highly possible, we're a couple days out now, remember, then everyone is stuck in a raw, wet, easterly flow with winds from the east and periods of showers expected. So that is your forecast discussion for today. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpa weather at Google+, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.